All right, you degenerate scumbag fornicators, it's time for another episode of this friggin' podcast.
Yes, sir.
I am Justin.
And I am Nick, and I am a pretty little princess.
What you've just witnessed is you have witnessed Nick being a man of his word and paying up to a bet that we made playing poker last night on PokerStars.
I went out first.
You went out first.
You went out second.
I went out literally right after you.
Right after me, but unfortunately, I lost. Okay.
I think I was literally just waiting for you to go out and then just eliminating myself the next hand. No, I wasn't trying to, but yeah, we did a 45-person tournament on PokerStars. Play money, of course, because we're sissies.
Yep.
But we did that, and we made the bet of whoever was going to go out first would have to call themselves a pretty princess, and that ended up being Nick. Now, what we'd also like to do is hear from the Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
We have a little mini Iron Sheik and other things related soundboard that will be expanding over the next few weeks. And we decided to start with the Iron Sheik because he's a lovely individual.
Always got something good to say.
Exactly. He's always got good stuff to say. What we did want to do is we did want to just quick shout out to some of the players that were on the PokerStars table when we got on the same table, which was wonderful because they got to experience our witty back and forth banter where I called you, I believe I called you a pyro kleptomaniac.
Pyro kleptomaniac. And I fessed up to the pyro.
You fessed up to the pyro part of things.
And said that I was a stealing chips.
Yeah. I said, basically what I said was, Nick will steal your chips and then let off fireworks in your face. Which is just, it's a double whammy.
It's a double whammy.
But we wanted to toss a shout out on there to PokerStars players PenDen10, Okie_Gold, Grease Slick, Polar Bear Rick, and Drake H2O Foul. Thank you guys so much for playing along with us.
It was fun and a good time.
It was a good tournament, so we appreciated it.
Yes.
So yes, again, this is the No Holds Barred podcast with Justin and Nick. This is episode number 5.
Yes, we're getting up there.
I know, I'm telling you, we're almost internet famous. We've made a whole, I think, 4 cents.
I guess
on our podcast. On there, I'm telling you.
I tell you, I can retire early.
Book the cruise, pumpkin. We have a jam-packed episode of this week's podcast, and we have some fun news that we're going to be tossing at you a little bit later. But we thought we were going to start in the spirit of the season by bitching about Christmas shopping and Black Friday. So as, of course, everybody knows, it's Christmas time coming up, and it's the happiest and most expensive time of the year. No, exactly. I work retail, and Nick works in fast food, so it gets to be a busy goddamn time of year.
Yeah. Too busy, and the busiest part is, of course, Black Friday.
Is fucking Black Friday. I was lucky enough to not have worked Black Friday this year. I was really fucking lucky to have not had to work it.
It was insane.
But you guys were pretty busy.
Oh, yeah. Like every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, It's just like people coming in. It's not just ordering one thing. It's like 10 fucking junior chickens. You're like,
It's like, it's hangover food at 4 in the morning, not like lunch at 1:30. You know what I mean? Like, it's
crazy.
Unless there's just people getting drunk in the middle of the day, which we live in rural Nova Scotia, so there's always the possibility.
Man, if I had money, it would happen.
I mean, I've gotten drunk on a Monday before, but you you look at some of these people that will like do the shot, and we have a couple of news articles that we'll bring up here in a second, but just like some of these people that will come in to get like the Black Friday deals, and there's savings. There's quite a few savings. It never seems to be savings on the things that you want.
No,
it seems to be like, oh, it's Black Friday, so we'll give you the savings on this 3 years out of date Toshiba laptop with a 1.5 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
for
we
20
don't
bucks.
want it. Just
exactly.
buy it. Take it.
And you look at the people that like frequent all of these Black Friday sales, and you just want to look at them and say,
What?
I want to know, are you the man or are you a fucking piece of shit? No good motherfucker.
Exactly.
And, we all know the answer to that. I mean, we know that Iron Sheik speaks the truth, and these are no good, degenerate motherfuckers.
Yep. I hate them all.
I hate every single fucking one of them. I did not shop during Black Friday. I did not shop online during Cyber Monday.
I haven't even done any of my Christmas shopping yet.
No, I'm happy to say I'm almost done.
Thing is, I hate shopping. I hate being in the stores and listening to the Christmas music. The last time I went down to Zellers,
Christmas music.
The last time I went down to Zellers, I had my headphones in and my fucking iPhone cranked up max just to drown out their Christmas music. I mean, I don't hate Christmas and all, but if you go down to the mall before December, fucking don't play Christmas music. Don't even have your decorations up yet. I wish I could have tore them down, but I would have gotten kicked out of the mall again.
Well, it's true. I mean, you look at in the mall. I work not just in a store, but I work in the mall, and you would see individual places had their Christmas decorations up before Halloween was even here.
Yeah,
and it's just mid-October. There's just there's a lot of ways in which that becomes. I feel, anyways, it becomes really disrespectful, especially when you've got Remembrance Day, 10 days after Halloween. This is when you already have your Christmas stuff up. I just feel like Remembrance Day sort of runs the risk of getting lost in the shuffle, and I think that's really unfortunate.
And this goes for all you other residential people who put your decorations up too. Don't think you're off the hook for this.
No. And it also counts. Don't think you get out of it if you are I just leave my lights up all year round because I don't bother taking them down.
That's bullshit.
And then I just turn them on. It's no, you're just lazy. And I wrote the book on lazy. So, I know lazy when I see it. And that is what you are. But yeah, so people on Black Friday and just sort of Christmas shopping in general, you have a touch of the crazy in you, and
just a little bit.
To highlight that, I'm pulling up an article here from TechCrunch.com. This was posted on November 23rd, Friday, November 23rd, Black Friday. On Black Friday, discounted boxed smartphones seem to be the equivalent of dry foods in a post-apocalyptic movie. This video, first spotted by The Telegraph, shows customers of a Walmart in Moultrie, Georgia, what a fucking shock it's in Georgia, duking it out over discounted pay-as-you-go smartphones.
Pay-as-you-go smartphones.
Not even fucking real smartphones. Let's just toss it out there. If you're on a pay-as-you-go phone, you don't have a real phone. You have a little kid phone.
That's pretty... Wow.
God damn it. And just... I don't know if you'll even be able to get the audio from this, but just, listen to this shit. And this is why I kind of... Oh, we're going to get an ad first.
Ooh.
In case you're wondering, it's a Canadian Tire ad. All right, skip that shit. This, honestly... the
hell?
This looked like last year's Royal Rumble.
Oh my god, the guy got trampled.
I think I see John Cena.
What is that kid doing? He can't buy a phone.
Oh no, there's a fucking a 10-year-old or something, and now it switches to an iPhone video. Well, here's a question: why are you recording this on an iPhone and trying to get a pay-as-you-go smartphone? You're fucking downgrading from that. I just saw a dude get punched in the face. People are using jujitsu. This is
holy shit.
Absolute fucking insanity. All right, there's going to be enough of that. Jesus, tap dancing, Christ! Just people, and that's literally just a swarm of humanity, and it's perfect. It does look like in a grocery store during a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
it's
definitely
fucking insane.
Just 1 minute and the zombies are coming.
He's we need to get these dried beans.
I'm out of shotgun gel. Who says the zombies
Except in this case, it's I need my HTC pay-as-you-go smartphone. I need 6 from my daughters who don't love me. It's just fucking insane, right? And I mean, and another one I'm pulling up here. This is off of WJLA.com, which is an ABC affiliate somewhere.
Shots fired.
Exactly.
Over parking spot?
Shots fired over a fucking parking spot. This was in Florida, Tallahassee, Florida.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
Authorities believe a disagreement over a parking space led to 2 people being shot and wounded outside a Walmart in Tallahassee, Florida. Police say officers responded to the shootings shortly after noon on Black Friday, one of the busiest shopping days of the year because people are fucking retarded. A man and a woman discovered in the store's outdoor... Let me finish, fucker.
Okay.
Outdoor garden center were taken to a nearby hospital with wounds that were not considered life-threatening. So really, they were just shooting to scare, not shooting to kill.
Okay, so let me play this out. Car comes in. Hey, that's my parking spot.
Fuck you, piece of shit.
Boom, boom, boom. Ah!
That's the long and short of it. I mean, it's just like, well, that's my space. No, well, that's my space. Well, I got here first. Bang. Like, it just... And I mean, it could only happen in the States.
Why'd they have guts?
Because it's the States. Remember, the Second Amendment says you can carry guns.
In Texas.
Fucking no. But that's the problem. People think that the Second Amendment thinks that it gives them the right to carry personal firearms, when if they had an education system that was worth a dime and they could actually read the amendment properly, they would understand it's not at all what the Second Amendment says. But, try to convince a group of Americans of that, and it's just not going to happen. Long story short, Black Friday's fucking ridiculous.
Yep, fucking bullshit.
And people get retarded.
They do.
And it's just like I get, like, yeah, Christmas is just like one big commercial whore, and that's pretty well all but it is now. But, like, you don't have to shoot each other over parking spaces. You don't have to trample women and children for pay-as-you-go smartphones.
No.
It's just not something that's necessary, all right? Okay? We good on that? Right on. We're gonna move on.
Okay.
Nick, you had some new things in your life that you've been pushing into. How is being gay? That was not planned, by the way. That was not a scripted line. Nick is 100% hetero. But yes, no, you have legit been doing some new things with yourself. So let's hear about that.
Well, first, as you said, I've been working in fast food.
Right.
So, at first, they promised me full-time. Fuckers didn't give me full-time.
Well, that just tends to be what happens. But
so, I went and got myself a new job. Put my letter of resignation in, which Richard helped me with. And
Good.
It was a nice letter. They called me back, not really happy.
Well.
But I told them, this is what happened. Apparently, a full-time guy quit, so now I got full-time hours at work, which is really nice.
That's ideal, for sure.
Because I really didn't want to quit the place. I like the place.
Yeah.
I know the job, know the people still, so, I mean, it's going good.
Right. I always just find it so entertaining how, like, these places who have turnovers of, like, they lose more people in the run of a year than they hire. Who then turn around and they're like, well, we're not happy that you gave us this resignation letter. It's like, are you not used to it by now? But anyways, as well, same thing with the fucking call center, right? It's like, they always seem so shocked when someone quits. It's like, you have people quit every day.
Yeah. It's just like when I quit at the call center, it's just like, we're losing one of the best. No, you're not. Fuck, man. I took more breaks than anybody in that place. I set on code. I've hung up on people. I don't fucking care about this job.
And that, my friends, is the average call center employee.
Yeah, basically. So, next thing that I've been doing really is new in my life. I've been going for, what you call marathon walks, but I don't think they're marathon walks.
Well, let's try to set the stage here if we can. I'm just going to take a second here and pull up your Facebook, because on your Facebook, when you do this walking stuff, this crazy walking thing that you do, it puts up, like, the length of your walks, right?
I haven't been posting anything for the last week because I've just been busy.
Right. Understandable. But we're going to try to see if we can't... There was one that was just ridiculously long. and I'm going to see if I can still find the Dolph Ziggler picture. Sorry. Yeah, there was one that was just ridiculously long.
You went past.
Maybe I did. That's only. It might have been this one. Like, this one walk, this tracked a 19.02 kilometer walk. It's a Endomondo sports tracker in 3.5 hours. That I consider a fucking marathon walk. I know a marathon is 26.2.
I mean, I don't
still.
Stop when I go. I just put on my music and
just
go.
And just go.
You
right,
know,
fair enough.
It's not like I have a planned route or anything. It's just like if I'm not tired, I won't turn back to home. I would just fucking go. It's just
Well, I remember the way you described it when you started. You were just like, I'm going to walk till I get tired and then get a bear claw. And I was like, that's fucking walking that I can get behind. That's change I can believe in.
That comes from Penny from Big Bang Theory.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Fair enough.
That's why I said it.
That's a good point. But then I was like, when I started looking on here, and I'm like, okay, 8 kilometers, 6 kilometers, whatever. And I was like, 19 kilometers. Fuck that noise.
Sorry, but that was a nice walk.
Yeah, I imagine.
And that goes in eating healthy too, which is another change that I'm doing. And I know you are too.
Yeah, that's actually something that we've kind of both got into. This is the feel good, make your life better portion of the podcast before we start calling you guys idiots again. And before I even get into this, I will take the time to point out I may have called you degenerate scumbag fornicators at the beginning of the podcast, but you know what? You're our degenerate scumbag fornicators, and we love you. Anyways, yeah, just with me with eating healthy, it's just I've tried to. Well, I mean, I've not tried to over the past. I guess I don't know, maybe 5 weeks or so. I just haven't snacked. Like I've just cut that out of my life completely. And if you don't think that's overly significant, I want you to consider the fact that leading up to this and for, years prior to this, I was used to like going over to our local corner store probably 3 times a week, if not 4, and getting like a big bag of chips and a couple of chocolate bars and a jug of water. And I would just eat that in a night and not even, it was second nature, you know what I mean? So you think like I'm probably putting a couple thousand calories or whatever onto myself and then not doing anything. I'm laying there watching TV, and that's where my weight has come from. It's like when everybody's like, how did you gain so much weight? It's like, well, I can give you the answer right away. I know exactly what it is. But so that I've just sort of completely cut out of my life here, and I actually feel legit. I feel a lot better. I thought it was going to be a big drain on my energy, but it wasn't.
It's actually not.
No, it was. I find that, and again, eating a little bit healthier. Like I'll replace, like my lunches. My lunches, I would maybe eat. I don't know. I would make something, but it wouldn't be the healthiest thing, right? I've replaced that with like lean cuisines and a piece of bread or something, and it's just that's like good. It's a smaller portion and it's not big in like calories and sodium and all that shit. And I just feel better. So
yeah, for sure. And I mean, for me, it's not really about losing weight because look at me, I'm a twig right now.
Yeah, you're not exactly the biggest.
It's just about being healthy and building muscle, which is what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not eating at work, which is burgers and grease out of the system, which is good.
Yeah.
Buying more like greens, like I just tried grilled leeks.
Okay.
Like last week. Fucking delicious.
Are they really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, buying more healthy shit, lifting weights again. Check out these guns.
Holy cow! Look at that.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so now Nick's the fighter and I'm the lover between the two of us. All right, right on. Nice. Good stuff.
And I mean, yeah, just that. And I have a plan. I might be cutting meat out of the diet after the new year.
Okay. See, that's something I don't know that I would ever be able to do, and it's not that I dislike vegetables because I don't. I like vegetables and grains a lot, and it's not that I am like, oh my god, I have to raw meat all the time because I'm not that way either. It's just the my own palate and the texture of certain meat and like chicken, like poultry especially, and fish and stuff like that. I just don't think I would want to give that up in my palate.
Fish, I don't think I consider a meat.
Okay. I've heard that from a lot of people. Like, I saw a comedian just yesterday do a bit where he's like, vegetarians are like, oh no steak, no chicken, no the fish. Oh, I'll eat fish. They don't have feelings. No. Right?
No, I don't give a fuck about fish feelings. I just don't consider it a meat.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
And what the fuck was I going to say?
Cutting out meat in the new year.
Cutting out meat in the new year. And I just point out I'm almost a week now not eating meat.
Good man, right on.
So I'm just trying to feel it out right now, and it looks good.
So after the podcast, we're going to A&W, right?
Fuck you. I'm broke anyway, so no.
All right, fair enough. And that's actually something too. I've kind of cut fast food out pretty well entirely, and I say that because I don't consider Subway to be fast food.
And it's not, really.
Because it's not something that's like cooked under heat lamps or anything like that, or I don't know. It's not exactly. It's not. It's the stuff
fresh.
is cooked.
It's vegetables
from cold.
Greens.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't consider and like whenever if I work a shift, I'll go get a foot-long sub, and that'll be what I eat for supper. But I won't get like the greasy fucking the meatball with nothing but cheese and no veggies on it. Like, I mean, I might get a steak and cheese or something, but I'll like load like green peppers on it and stuff that really is supposed to fire up your metabolism and shit.
Yeah.
So so people may argue with it. I don't consider Subway to be fast food. So, all right. So there goes the uplifting portion of our podcast. Let's get back to bitching about stuff.
Okay.
You want to bitch about Capital One?
I do want to bitch about Capital One. And it's not just Capital One per se, it's the goddamn call centers.
Okay,
that these credit card companies have. Mm-hmm. And by chance, this is just my credit card company, which is Capital One.
Okay.
Like I said before, I got a new job and I didn't have full-time hours, so my payments went to a little bit of rear.
Makes sense.
They called me up, explained to me why. I explained to them why I didn't have their money. Now, here's the thing.
Mr. Stevenson, we're going to kill your dog if you don't send us $20.
Here's the thing. If they call you and tell you something, and I tell them the exact same thing, why do they call me 3 more times that same week and the weeks after telling me the exact same fucking thing if I'm just going to tell them the exact same thing back?
It's a great question.
Their policies are fucked.
Yeah. It is a big problem because there's such a lack of communication between departments and people even taking the time to read simple notes on someone's account.
There is. I mean, whenever they call me up now, I have a bullet point form in my head of what they tell me. They ask, is this Robert Stevenson? I go, yes. Is this Capital One? Yes. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I hang up on them.
And it, it fucking makes sense. And just, credit card, like having worked for, both of us have worked for credit card companies. I mean, we know how fucked the policies are. Like, credit cards are one of these things that, like, make me know I'm a fucking anarchist. You know what I mean? Like, just the whole fucking concept of credit cards. And it's just like, you're playing with so much fake fucking money that's not real, and but then they're like, you didn't send us your fake money this month, and it's like, do you want me to go buy a thing of Monopoly? I'll send it to you in the mail. Like, it's just, and people will be quick to say, well, it's not fake money, it's real money. Really? Show it to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't exist. It's in a card form.
Exactly.
Here's your magic card of playment.
Exactly. And that's basically what it is. The only difference being, stores will accept this play money and they won't accept Monopoly money. That's the only fucking difference between credit cards and Monopoly money. Yeah, exactly.
I've tried it once. They looked at me like I'm fucking nuts.
No, I want to take my $500 bills from Monopoly and be like, give me a car, please. They're like, you don't have a license. And I'm like, damn. But yeah, so yeah, Capital One are assholes. Credit cards in general are assholes.
Yep.
I think we could probably move on because I don't think there's a whole heck of a lot else we can say about that. So, a couple of other sort of weird news things that have happened recently. I suppose before we move on, I should specify. This podcast is, 3 days late? Because it was supposed to be on Monday. 3 days late. That's my bad. That was my B. I got sick with a fucking cold and flu and shit. Couldn't talk. And it was horrendous for a couple of days. I'm feeling good now. I still got a little bit of a cough, but so I
the raspy?
a little bit of the raspy. So I was feeling like shit, and I didn't figure I could mime a podcast, so there was really no point to doing it. So this one got pushed a little bit late. I apologize for that because that was my bad for getting sick. But anyways, we're here. It's a special Thursday night edition, I suppose.
I guess if worse came to worse, you could have typed it in your computer and did like the MS.
That's true. The fucking the laptop would have been like, "Hello, you degenerate scumbags, fornicators."
That would have been excellent.
Actually, it's kind of we might have our new intro.
We might.
But yeah, so we'll go to a couple of other sort of interesting news articles that happened. This is a little interesting to me because I'm a teacher. In the Halifax Regional School Board, which is not the school board that we're in, but it's the primary school board in Nova Scotia, a bus driver recently was fired from her job for swearing while she was in the middle of breaking up a fight between two kids on a bus. And I mean, we won't sugarcoat it. The word she said was "fuck."
Really?
We say it
like. You are another fucking
just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. She said.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Roll back.
I want to see if I can find the video. That's just a clip from it. I'm guessing they probably took it down.
Now, this is quite a weird story because, I mean, kids nowadays, they probably heard worse in school.
Oh, there's no probably about it.
They do worse in school.
Exactly.
I mean, why would a school bus teacher get fired for saying fuck?
It's not a teacher. It's a school bus driver. I know they're still employees of the school boards, but they're also employees of their own union. It's a separate fucking thing, right?
Yep.
And it's just to be fired by saying fuck. Can you imagine a Metro Transit driver being fired for saying fuck? Jeez, they say fuck at every stop.
I know. they just stop, open up the door, fuck, close it, and drive away. That's what they do.
They don't even pick people up. I mean,
they don't.
It's
little old lady on the side of the road. Fuck! Drive away.
Nick once applied to be a bus driver. I think you would have been the fucking best bus driver in the history of everything.
I would have been on time. I would have been like so far ahead of my time
that nobody would be able to get on the bus.
Because they're just like, "Where's the bus? It should have been here 17 minutes ago."
It left 6 hours ago. He went that way. He's halfway to Tijuana by now. But yeah, like a video of the incident. And the woman's name was Heather Vidito. I think that's how you pronounce it. A video of the incident was posted on YouTube on Tuesday. Was later taken down. It shows driver Heather Vidito yelling, "Get the fuck off now!" at the students who are fighting in a seat. And friends told CBC News that Vidito was fired Thursday morning. Now,
that is bullshit.
So, I mean, this must have happened, you think, Monday, on the way home from school, because the video was posted on Tuesday. And then she was fired on Thursday, which it just seems fucking ridiculous. And it's just right there. Stock Transportation, the company that operates the school buses for the Halifax School Board, which means they are contracted to do this. The bus drivers are not school board employees; they're contracts, and they're not even contracts. The company is a contract. If the company wanted to do something about this, the company should have done it rather than the school board putting all this pressure on them, and then the woman getting fired.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily against her getting disciplined in some way.
Oh, discipline, sure, but fired.
But fired for it? Like, I mean, like I say,
bullshit.
I'm a teacher. I hear this stuff all the time. I've had kids say fuck in a classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And did they get punished? You can tell principals and teachers 6 ways from Sunday, those kids aren't getting punished. No. It's a little, you couldn't see that, but it was a little slap on the wrist, worth 2 shots in basketball, but not worth anything in school.
Yeah.
The kids don't get punished for it. It's like, oh, you said fuck. Although, again, times are different, because I got a funny story that goes along with this. Grade 7 or grade 8. Might have been grade 8. We were screwing around in the hallway. Everything. It was me, Tyler Seelig, Tyler Greenmuse, a bunch of us.
Screwing around,
right out in public. And, I don't know, Greenmuse was giving me shit about something. And I just looked at him and I was just like, fuck you, Tyler. And it was just what we said. Mm. Unfortunately, Featherby was standing right behind me, who was the vice principal at the time. So I got taken to the office. I had to talk to her. I had to talk to Publicover, who was the principal. I had to talk to Watson, who was my homeroom teacher. Like, I mean, I got put through the ringer for it. Mm. That doesn't happen today.
No.
Never. If I would have had a student, if you were a student of mine, you told me to go fuck myself. If I went down, well, first of all, I'd do it right there in front of you. But then, is it any wonder I don't have a job? But I mean, if I went down to the principal and I said, look, this kid just said this to me, it would be like, okay, well, we'll call him to the office during recess.
Yeah.
They're not showing up. They're not going to... And after recess, it's forgotten.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, I mean, it's just... To me, it's utterly goddamn ridiculous.
Or else they call him down to the office. Good job, kid. Pat on the back.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you're... Good job expressing yourself. That's what Dora the Explorer teaches you. And, it's just to me, it's just fucking dumb. And I feel so bad for this poor woman who got kicked out of her job for doing this. And this is what kind of bugs me about this, too. Doug Hadley, a spokesperson for the Halifax Regional School Board, said the students have been disciplined under the Code of Conduct, but he wouldn't specify what the punishment was.
Yeah, bullshit.
Which means they weren't punished at all.
No.
They're sitting at home, and they're like, haha, we got that woman fired. In all likelihood. Now, I mean, again, I don't know these kids, so I mean, I can't say. Maybe they feel genuinely bad about it. Maybe they do, and I'll give them that possibility. But in all likelihood,
they're just
like how we had to talk to somebody and blah, 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 but that woman got fired and it was really funny, and that's probably the long and the short of it. You know what I mean? So it's just to me fucking ridiculous, and it's a reflection of our politically correct times when we're so scared of kids and so scared of students, and it's silly, but. Again, I hope Heather Vedito gets her job back. I'm sure she was good at her job. She had kids fighting in a seat. She had to make a snap decision. Maybe she shouldn't have sworn, but at the same time, the discipline there does not fit the crime.
No. Okay, let's put this together. Hello, I am Lindsay Lohan. Fist punch.
Yes, this is our other one. This was a nice little tidbit that came out this morning. Lindsay Lohan was apparently arrested at 4:00 this morning for punching a woman in a nightclub. Apparently, the woman came up to her and said, "I didn't like Herbie Fully Loaded." Now, that's not necessarily what happened, but there's a good chance that that's probably what fucking happened, because Lindsay Lohan is just, that whole family is just fucked.
Yeah.
Just the whole, top to bottom.
Just a little bit.
The whole fucking family is just totally gone. And that seems to be what happens with these fucking child stars. Because Lindsay Lohan was a child star.
Yeah.
And then now she's a cocaine train wreck.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin was...
Macaulay Culkin's another one. Yeah. Have you heard this shit that happened with Angus Jones?
No.
The kid from 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Just the other day, he put out this rant where he was like, 2.5 Men is filth, and it's a terrible fucking show,
really?
And I don't want to be on it after this season anymore, and the directors are fucking atheist bastards or whatever. Apparently, he's attached himself to some church.
Okay.
Because he saw what happened to Charlie Sheen. saw it firsthand because Charlie Sheen was on the fucking show.
Yes.
So he saw all this shit that happened with Charlie Sheen and was like, well, that's not happening to me. I guess I better get religious. I guess. And
Bullshit.
so he put that out. And then today he was like, I didn't mean any disrespect to the people that gave me the opportunity. You called the fucking show filth.
Yeah. You called the show filth. You called the directors faggots. I mean, how much more?
You did all of saying that like they raped my chihuahua in front of me. Like you said everything but that, and now you're like, I didn't mean any disrespect. How could you not mean any disrespect?
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's just like, yeah, Nick, I stabbed you to death, but I didn't mean any disrespect by it. I put it in your eulogy. Like it's just. I didn't mean any disrespect by doing that, but he had to go. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And
not at all.
Here's my advice. Here's the advice of a fat guy who's not a star really in any way besides to 30,000 people on YouTube for watching my videos. My advice to child stars: don't become child stars.
No.
Or if you're gonna become child stars, live at your parents' house. Have your money put into a trust. Nobody gets to touch it until you're, 40. so that you're at least a stable, well-adjusted fucking adult before you get all this money.
Know what to do before you fucking... Yeah.
But nobody will do that because it would be like, that's my money for that Honeycombs commercial. Fuck you. All right, and now, if you've paid attention to any other episode of our podcast, you know wrestling has to show up at some point.
Oh, yes.
But, before we get into wrestling, let's talk about some of the logistical things behind wrestling on this podcast.
A little bit of a movement.
A little bit of movement.
A little
bit of news for you.
Ooh, interesting.
In the coming weeks, we're not sure 100% when it's going to start, but in the coming weeks, you will no longer see wrestling. Here.
I don't see it.
I don't see anything except them fighting over a belt.
Two guys.
Exactly. Two guys, a girl, and a pizza place.
Not last week yet.
Nah. Yeah. Fuck. Totally derailed now. What is this? Is this my UFC picks video? No. This is the last week that you will hear wrestling-related talk being sort of a central part of this podcast.
In the No Holds Barred
something may sort of wiggle over because we're wrestling fans, so it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You'll hear like the odd reference or something. But as far as like us talking about breaking down a pay-per-view, whatever.
Yeah. It will be on a separate...
It's going to be on its own podcast.
Ooh.
Something that's going to be done off-weekly to this one. So what I mean by that is 1 week you're going to get the No Holds Barred podcast where we talk about raping chihuahuas.
Oh yeah, totally off the wall NSFW.
Exactly, Iron Sheik approved.
Yeah.
The next week you're going to get our wrestling related podcast.
Yep.
Where we're going to talk about nothing but wrestling. We're going to be talking it's primarily WWE related because again, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You can't give WWE and TNA equal time on a podcast because, quite frankly, they're not equal companies.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? So primarily we're going to be talking about WWE. We'll talk a little TNA.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little Ring of Honor. We'll talk a little UCW. We're going to talk
old school, new school.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
We're gonna talk about all kinds of shit as long as it's wrestling related. It's one of these podcasts where we're going to be hoping to have guests, either have guests through Skype or whatever we need to do, Google Hangout, whatever. Hopefully have guests through live. Hopefully have guests in person.
Here in your basement.
Here
sitting
in my
in
basement.
The dungeon.
Exactly. The No Holds Barred dungeon. Again, this will be the last podcast where you're going to hear wrestling-related material on the podcast from the two of us. We will be keeping that wrestling podcast on the same channel, so you're not going to have to subscribe to a whole new channel to do that.
Which is nice. I hate that.
Exactly, because you're lazy, we're lazy. We don't want you to have it. So we're going to keep it all on the same channel, so you'll still get the same podcast. You're going to be getting twice as much weekly material from us two motherfuckers right here.
Whoa. Don't know if you can handle all of me.
I'm telling you. Now, I mean, this, again, we don't really have a time frame for starting this. It might not be until the new year. We don't know. But once it starts happening, obviously we'll make you guys aware.
Yes.
But what we're going to do, one of the last wrestling-related topics that we are going to talk about. Well, there's two things, actually. Something that's actually happening in wrestling, or in WWE, and something that's going to be happening to me that's kind of cool. And I guess I'll get my own sort of self-promotion out of the way first.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, might as
Shifting it around in the schedule.
I'm telling you,
why
changing it up.
Why you think you are, the boss or something?
I'm just the guy that's in front of the laptop, kid.
Well, you know what I gotta say about that.
Well,
He was a piece of shit, no good motherfucker, French-Canadian piece of shit faggot.
I'm not French-Canadian.
Don't correct the Iron Sheik.
That's true. I'm sorry, Sheiky baby. Fine, I'll be French-Canadian if you want me to be. Just don't fuck my ass and make me humble. Because that's what Sheiky baby likes to do. Anyway, so my own sort of self-promotion. I'm going to be on a little Google Hangout here coming up on December the 10th. It is the Aftermath Hangout, which is done through the Score with Arda O'Cal, who's a personality on Score Television. Former 20-year WWE referee Jimmy Corderas is on the Aftermath Hangout. And it's going to be me and 3 other members of the quote-unquote WWE Universe.
Ooh,
who,
with their moms in the background.
With their moms in the background.
And their speakers not muted.
That ain't fucking happening to me, sir. Gio, buddy of mine, Gio... Giorgio, I think it's Giorgio or something. Anyways, Gio DeFranco. He does NFL prediction videos on YouTube. Yeah. We did a Google Hangout the other night because we were talking football. It was me, Gio, and another guy who sadly, Frank. Frank was his name. I almost lost his name there. Sorry, Frank, if you happen to be listening. I know you just subscribed to my channel today, so you're a boss. And we did that, so I got my camera as good as it's going to be, and I got the microphone and stuff as good as it's going to be. Had my headphones in, so we're all good. We're all fucking set for that. And I'm really looking forward to it, because it gives me the opportunity to ask a couple of questions, which is very cool. And actually, we got a little bit of time. I'm going to preview a couple of questions here for you. These are not questions that I'll end up asking, but they're kind of the kind of questions that I've been sort of putting together. A question, and I'll just give you some of the group questions, I guess. Here you go. Nick, I'm posing these questions to you. You can give a quick answer. This will be the Ask Nick segment, since everybody was too fucking lazy to submit questions for Ask Nick.
Everybody doesn't want to hear my wise fucking awesomeness.
You wonder why I called you degenerate scumbag fornicators. It's because you didn't ask any questions for Ask Nick. We'll try again next time, fuckers. Anyways... We still love you.
Yes.
We're just not as much. So question for the group. Besides The Undertaker, who is almost universally accepted to have the greatest gimmick in the history of wrestling, what are some of your favorite gimmicks of all time? Bonus points for Shockmaster.
Bonus points for Shockmaster.
Bonus points for Shockmaster.
Well, I will have to say Shockmaster.
There's your bonus points.
Bonus points.
There you go.
Of course. Gimmicks.
Basically, somebody that's not themselves with the volume turned up. You know what I mean? Like, somebody that's playing a real sort of out there character.
Well, I mean, I liked Roddy Piper.
Rowdy Piper.
And, I mean, you got, fucking hell.
I know, sorry, I put you on the spot. Give us one more good one.
Hat military fuck.
Hat military fuck.
Yeah. The military guy.
He must have been in the 70s.
DX.
Hat military guy in DX.
No, he wasn't a DX.
Oh. I'm so confused.
The military one.
Sergeant Slaughter?
Sergeant Slaughter.
There you go.
I forgot his name.
All right, right on.
It's getting late here.
That's true. Fair enough.
My coffee is wearing off.
Nick just worked like a 17-hour shift, so I mean he's the real fucking Iron Man here. All right, so yeah, okay, Sergeant Slaughter and whoever the other guy was. It's just Roddy Piper, right? Who would you like to see make a surprise return at the Royal Rumble this year?
Who would I like to see?
Yeah,
Stone Cold.
If Stone Cold came out in the fucking Royal Rumble,
that
I would
be
buy
awesome.
every WWE pay-per-view for that year.
I mean, is he... I know he recently had ankle. Was it knee? Ankle?
I think it was his knee again. But it was more sort of just like a sort of scope surgery than anything else. And he seems to be rehabbed and 100% and everything like that. And he seems to be talking like he wants to come back. So
I would fucking
love
to
lose
see him
my
back.
shit. And of course, The Rock's going to be at the Royal Rumble with Punk. But
Twiddle my fucking finger in the air, you know.
God, I love
Rock.
you. I love you, Nick. I'm so happy we
It's
decided to do this podcast.
Rock's coming back. Rock's coming back. I'm just like, you mean Dwayne's coming back?
Yeah, fair enough. Good point.
Go make another Tooth Fairy fucking movie. Fuck off.
And now, yeah, exactly, fair enough. This will lead us into the other wrestling part that we're going to see. It's all about fucking connecting. Boom, 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 boom. Connecting. What are your thoughts on the Shield? We've basically seen them do the same thing 3 times now.
Basically.
They run in and they beat up Ryback. And they've done it 3 times.
And they say that they're not working with CM Punk.
Right.
And it's just, for the...
it's for honor. It's for integrity.
Fairness.
In case you don't know, the Shield is the name that have now been given to Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and I can't remember his first name, Reigns.
Nexus.
Yeah. Nexus.
Nexus.
Yeah. Nexus 2.0. They're going to start feuding with Cena soon. It's my sincerest hope that that's not the case.
No.
I really, really hope they're not just trying to redo Nexus, because aside from the invasion, which was the WCW, ECW, the Alliance invasion, aside from the invasion, the Nexus is one of the most mishandled storylines I've ever seen out of WWE.
Yeah.
The Nexus is something that, even though they had injuries, and they had injuries, because they had Skip Sheffield, who is now Ryback, broke his ankle, and he was gone for a year. Michael McGillicuddy got hurt.
Yeah.
A bunch of guys got hurt, right? So, yeah, they had injuries. But that is still a storyline that you could have taken and could have run with for a year and made it interesting. It could have been the primary storyline on Raw. You get multiple superstars involved in it. Like maybe a couple of people join the Nexus. Maybe a couple of people leave. It's kind of an NWO thing. You just don't let it get as fucking out of control as the NWO got. The Nexus could have run with that for a year, right through till the next WrestleMania.
They could have.
Without question. But they fucked it up. Because within 3 to 4 weeks, it was a John Cena sideshow. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, we can't let the Nexus get more popular than John Cena. So let's have John Cena lose an 8-on-1 gauntlet match and then get fired, but then he's back on TV the next fucking day.
It makes no sense.
It was fucking dumb. They raped the Nexus, which was a great fucking idea. And then they gave it to CM Punk, and God bless CM Punk, he tried to do something with it. But it was basically fucking nothing. But now you look at the Shield, and these guys have the look. Rollins looks like a smaller Batista. Like, he's got that kind of frame. Like, he's he's the heavy, right? Seth Rollins has been a big... Well, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, really, have been a big names on the indie scene for a lot of years. And Dean Ambrose gives me this Brian Pillman sort of, like, did you see the interview that the 3 of them did with Michael Cole on Raw this week?
I saw that.
Where Dean Ambrose, and you guys can't see, but Dean Ambrose is kind of sitting there and his head's kind of drooped down, and he's kind of got the crazy eyes.
Yeah.
He gave me a bit of a Brian Pillman feel to him, and Brian Pillman, who was like the loose cannon, who pulled the gun on Steve Austin.
Yeah.
And one of the most controversial things they ever did. But he kind of gives me that sort of vibe, and they're really talented in the ring, all 3 of them. I say that I think it's Roman Reigns, but Reigns is like a mini version of Batista, but he's a lot more gifted in professional wrestling than Batista was.
Never actually seen them fight. It's just the times that they've attacked outside of the ring.
You're right. Fair enough. I've watched a couple of their matches from NXT because all three of them were on NXT. And which NXT, by the way, NXT is the best thing WWE is doing right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that show's fantastic. The writing is better. The booking is better. The in-ring is better. The storylines are better. But this is supposed to be their developmental territory.
Yeah.
That's you do all this good stuff until you come up to the big
bad.
show and you're in a love triangle with AJ. This is what's going to happen. Fuck, man. Get that angle off TV.
Get that shit together.
Please. Get that angle off television. Get Vicky Guerrero the fuck off television right now. But we're sidetracking. But still, that's the point. The point is, this thing with the Shield could be good.
It could be good.
It could be good, but they got to stop doing the same goddamn thing every week.
It does. It's looking more and more like a Nexus thing, and I hate to say it because, something new has to happen.
Right.
Or in the WWE.
Exactly.
I mean, it's nice that, we talked about this a little bit before in the episodes. They did the whole fake heart attack thing, Paul Heyman
Yes.
did. And, that was nice to see them moving more in the gutsy direction.
Exactly.
Because
it was.
some people would be like, oh, that can't happen.
Right, exactly.
Something's happening now. They got the Shield, are they going to bring back a little bit more of the Attitude Era?
Right,
That'd
and
be nice
that
to
was the most Attitude Era thing that they've done in WWE in a lot of years.
Yeah.
Heyman and Punk making fun of the heart attack.
Yeah.
Because it's just that's the most heel thing that's been done on that show in years.
Yeah.
And some people hated it, and I was just like, it makes me feel disgusting, but I loved it. Right? It's just fucking insane, but it was great. I would like to see them do something aside from just attacking Ryback.
Yeah.
Or, if they're going to keep attacking Ryback, get involved in other feuds, too.
Oh, for sure.
Just be like, hey, you know what? This isn't right either. So we're going to come out and we're going to beat up Kofi Kingston. They want to be heels. They want to be bad guys.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come out here and we're going to beat up Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
Because we think Kofi Kingston doesn't deserve the Intercontinental title. Or we're going to beat up Team Hell No because we don't think they deserve the tag team titles.
Yeah.
And it's about integrity. And get really involved in it.
Yeah.
And, make it intense. Make it believable. Make it fresh. Because it may just be them coming out and beating people up 2 or 3 times an episode, but it sets up that whole, you never know when the Shield is going to show up.
Yeah.
They could show up in a Divas match.
They could.
It's like Tamina Snuka versus AJ. And it's just they're going to show up and they're going to if they really want to go ballsy, then they do that fucking powerbomb thing to AJ.
Oh, God.
That would be fucking ballsy.
That would be ballsy.
Because WWE has shied away from violence towards women for a long time now.
Yep.
But they had that in the Attitude Era. They had the Dudleys powerbombing Tori from the top turnbuckle through a fucking table.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I remember that.
And it's not that I'm sitting here I want to see them powerbomb a woman through a table, but it's attitude and it's edgier and it's something that's going to make the audience get interested again. So the Shield has the ability to do this. And honestly, I would like the Shield to do what I thought maybe 3MB could do before 3MB turned out to be a fucking sideshow. You could take the Shield with these 3 guys. They win the tag team titles. They defend the tag team titles under the Freebird rule. Any 2 of them can defend the title. Any 2 of the 3 can defend the tag titles. And you can give them a run of 6 months.
Yeah.
Or longer with the tag team titles. Give them a spot on WrestleMania. Let them really fucking get into it, right? And really get the fans behind them, whether they like them or they don't like them. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do with the Shield in the next couple of weeks.
It'll be interesting, but of course they're just coming out of NXT and, the developmental coming back up into the big people.
Exactly. So
they
you know
get
what?
tucked away off on the fucking...
They absolutely do. And then in 2 months, it's creative has nothing for you.
Yeah.
It's like, God fucking damn it. All right, but anyways, we're gonna remain cautiously optimistic about the possibilities.
We're hoping, fingers crossed,
of the Shield. Now, we were going to have 2 remaining topics to talk about. I think we maybe take this last one and sort of pop it back down into future episodes.
Into reserve.
Yeah, we'll put that one back on
reserve.
So we'll put it right there.
Okay.
So what we're going to think we'll look at to end the show, we haven't really talked about music.
Music?
On the podcast, ever. Really.
Well, I guess not.
So I thought it would be kind of cool to maybe spitball some of our favorite bands. Or favorite musical acts, because it's not necessarily bands. Most of mine are bands, but not all of them. But I'm interested to hear some of your favorite musical acts.
It would be bands, sir.
It's going to be bands?
Yes. Right, I'm really big into Finnish rock.
Rock from Finland?
Rock from Finland.
Really?
And it's not in Finnish.
Right.
It's in English. But if anybody's heard of Him, 69 Eyes, move a little bit away. I like a little bit of deathier metal like Slayer, Children of Boredom. And then you got like...
Did you say Children of Boredom? I know it's supposed to be Bodom. Yeah, it sounded like boredom.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I probably did.
maybe you did.
Yeah, I need another coffee.
Fair enough. We should go get coffee after this.
We should. And then you get some, a little bit more instrumental like CKY, Alkaline Trio,
I used to really like... There was an Alkaline Trio song that I used to really, really like. I can't remember what it is anymore. I'll have to look that shit up.
Yeah, they are, like... The main thing that I have on my iPod for my walk is Him, of course, because it's my all-time number 1 favorite band.
Good stuff.
You don't know who Him is, go... Like, I don't even care if you buy their app, download, whatever, just... get it, listen to it. Because
we're Canadians. We absolutely advocate downloading songs for free. Because it's legal here. Fuck you.
Yeah. But no, like Him, Alkaline Trio, got some Slayer on there because it's high beat, keeps you moving.
Right.
And, just...
You're a fan of Killswitch too, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
Killswitch Engaged is another one. It's actually my second favorite.
Is it? Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm a little... I don't drift that far towards the heavy metal or the screamer metal or anything like that. But at the same time, I do like what I consider to be heavy music. And again, this is always so subjective. So I'm going to say like what I consider to be heavy music, and then I'm going to drop a couple of band names, and somebody in the comments is going to be like, "That's the worst one ever. They're not heavy." And it's just like, fuck off. That was me doing Dan O'Toole's internet voice.
I know your number 1 pick, Nickelback, right?
Oh, it's Nickelback. It's all... I love me some... Never made it as a wise man. Don't worry, we have a big pot leaf on the front of our drums. No. But you know what? It used to be Nickelback. And I used to sadly fucking love that fucking How You Remind Me song. That whole album, I was just like, this is the best album ever. And then I turned 12. And then I was like, this fucking sucks. No, they don't suck. They're just not. They're not up there anymore. We'll put it that way. They've fallen outside the top 20. For sure. But I mean, there's a few bands that I just like. I feel like I absolutely could not live without. We're talking System of a Down. I mean, System of a Down is just one of those bands that I hit at just the perfect right time.
Yeah,
like when they did their self-titled album, and when they did Toxicity, and I really hit it then, and I've followed them sort of ever since.
Oh, that should never get old.
No, God, not at all.
Sexing with Linkin Park.
Actually, Linkin Park has kind of dimmed for me. It doesn't. Maybe I was angrier when I liked Linkin Park. Maybe, but
have you heard their new album?
Their new album, I haven't.
Their new album is so different.
Oh, is it?
Listen to it, you'll like it.
I'm gonna have to give the new album a shot. Right on. But yeah, so there's System of a Down for sure. Rise Against I've really come into in the last couple of years, and Rise Against I've downloaded every single one of their albums now, and just again,
They do have some good music.
there's just like there's no Rise Against song that I can listen to and be like, I don't really like this song. I think I like every single Rise Against song I've ever heard. Slipknot, Tyler Seelig. I can credit Tyler Seelig for getting me into Slipknot. Because I never really liked them, and then he kind of quote unquote showed me the light with Slipknot, and I've become a big fan of theirs. And the one band for me that will never ever get old, and I know I could listen to them from the time when I was 8 years old right up until 80, God or whatever's up there willing that I get to 80, is the Eagles. I can never ever stop listening to the Eagles.
Oh, Eagles, Boston, Journey. It's just all the classics down there.
Don't stop believing.
I love it.
Do. Hold on to that feeling. See, our singing is not just restricted to our Borderlands videos. It has leaked into the podcast.
Oh, aren't you happy?
I'm telling you, our people, our people, they love, love to hear us sing. All right, kids. Well, I mean, I think this is pretty well where we will end off on this potty.
We're not at an hour 11 minutes yet.
No, that's true. It's
what is going on?
Every one of our podcasts has gotten like a little bit longer and a little bit longer. But now we're gonna sort of try to keep it closer to that hour mark.
Possibly.
Is there anything that you would like to say in closing?
No.
No. All right, fair enough. You don't want to say that you're a pretty little princess again?
Not again.
No. All right.
No.
Well, you know what? You did it once, and that makes you more of a man than anyone.
I did
listening.
it once, and you forgot about it. So
it's true. I'd almost completely forgotten about it, and Nick was going to get by without it. And
to my word, and I did it.
He is a true OG. Yeah, that's I guess that's pretty much it for us, and we will get this thing uploaded onto Podomatic. I will just make a quick note here. Unless we're going to continually sign up for new Podomatic accounts, what we may have to do is once we reach the limit, take old episodes off.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a FTP server.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
So I'm going to put archived old episodes on there, and I'll link it up to the YouTube account.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
right.
So people can look at it that way.
Excellent. That's great. That's fucking news to me, and it's an arrangement that gets done for you guys live on the No Holds Barred podcast. I am Justin.
I am Nick.
And we will get one more word out of our friend the Iron Sheik before we leave here. Again, thanks everybody so much for taking the time to come listen to us talk about some bullshit for an hour. It's still shit that Heather Vedito woman got fired from her job. Hope she gets it back very soon. Lindsay Lohan is a train wreck. People shopping on Black Friday are assholes. Fuck Capital One.
Fuck Capital One.
We hope the Shield does something interesting. There's a ghost in the fucking cellar.
Oh my god.
So we're going to have to call Taps here in a minute.
Yeah.
But what do you... Send us out of here, Sheiky baby.
Fuck you tomorrow. You know fucking I've got tonight. Fucking bullshit.
Later, everybody.
Perfect. See you, everybody.
Toodles.